So, are you curious to learn the multi-million dollar opportunity to print cash with the Claude Partner Network and helping people pass the Claude Certified Foundations Architect? My name is Rich with Tech Careers, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you just about that. If you haven't heard already, we recently just got past our initial review, so we're not all the way through it, but we passed our initial review. And people have just been really pumped up. The overwhelming support and number of calls that people have been sending us has been absolutely overwhelming. But whether you're in our program already or you're not, I want to go ahead and actually talk to you about a very legitimate need in the marketplace that I think a lot of us can go and possibly capitalize on, which is in order to qualify for Anthropic's $100 million Claude Partner Network, you have to go ahead and actually pass these 4 learning modules: Introduction to Agent Skills, Building with Claude API, Introduction to Model Context Protocol, and then Claude Code in Action. This is by far the hottest certification that's out there in the marketplace right now. And what people are not noticing is that a lot of this curriculum is unfollowable for people that are non-technical. And largely, this certificate was not made for non-technical people. However, I think one of the things that we need to recognize in today's market is a lot of people actually want this certification that are non-technical. We are getting all kinds of calls from people all over, but they're like, I can't follow any of this curriculum. I don't know. The instructors are communicating it to me in a language that I just cannot seem to understand. So what people are doing right now is we've compiled this little Google Doc of all these different resources. And yes, there are a few vibe coded applications that are out there in the marketplace. Let me go ahead and see if I can go and find them. Where are they? Let me move this out the side. Right here, where you clicked on this and then you get basically all of, you can go ahead and actually take this. But or another one that we found for free is this guy right here. People don't want to go ahead and actually pass. In fact, the exam was designed to be confusing for you. And if you just try to memorize rough root memorization, you're not going to be able to pass. And moreover, even if people did, people legitimately want to learn these skills. The blocker is that these skills are not very easily learnable. And the people that are showing people how to do this, they're not communicating to them as non-technical folks. So what I've done, crazy enough, because I want to learn these skills myself too, we have a very awesome instructor staff here. I have begun building in public myself, and my view count every single day has just been going up, and I've been dropping, and I've just been documenting the entire experience. One of the things that I found to be extremely profound was I scored an 87% on my first Claude API quiz, despite the fact that I didn't go through the curriculum traditionally. I just went straight for the exam, but I set up a Claude tutor. So I set up a Claude tutor project right here, and I've been documenting my entire journey here. I've hit this, and I can tell you that crazy enough, right? Crazy enough, like I set it up to a way that I actually wanted it. So I can actually show you the project. I've already started getting DMs from people saying if they could just buy this Google Doc off of me. I've had somebody offer me $150 just to buy this. And they've asked me, because I created a series of prompts. So if you want to see that video, it would probably be here, how I created a game plan to pass. And I've created a series of prompts to put together. I passed the first module, which was Introduction to Agent Skills. And I didn't feel like I learned anything. I definitely was not confident if I had to take the exam, especially if I put my life on it. And I was like, these concepts simply just don't make sense to me. So what I did was I put together, I was very transparent and very intentional in putting together a project to help me pass the exam. And I've asked it a lot of questions. And what it did was, give me a second here. It's actually a very, very, very long prompt to get my machine to actually perform this way. But I'll actually show it to you right now. As you can see here, I've only started this about 3 days ago. So this project is brand spanking new. and I've documented the entire journey all the way through. So this was 2 days ago. I started recording this curriculum afterwards, right? And it's just been getting a lot of views. It's crazy how many views I'm getting right now too. And I have right here the CCAF architecture tutor. I've got to act as an interactive case study driven technical mentor that prepares the non-technical product manager to pass the certified architect foundations on the first attempt. The project focuses on bridging the gap between raw code and system architecture. And I have attached a few Google attachments here, and then something else that I've done is also attach the guide, the PDF right here. And as you can see, going back, I have something now called an exam readiness tracker where I can see all the percentages. And it's giving it to me it's like, I want you to act as my interactive case study driven technical mentor that prepares a non-technical product manager to pass the Claude Certified Architect Foundations exam on the first attempt. The project focuses on bridging the gap between raw code and system architecture. You are the official enterprise technical mentor. Because your user is non-technical, you must never dump raw code without structural context. You must elevate their understanding. And I wanted an understanding of core architectural mental models. This, crazy enough, people offer to buy it. It's actually all here. You go into the Zero to Hero product management community, and you have this. And then you've got basically here, give me a second. If you go over to my YouTube channel, at the very top here, you'll see this. And underneath, you'll have WAP community. You can basically just go straight to Zero to Hero. And I've been I've been watching all of these different lessons over. I've been documenting the entire journey over. And it says the exam structure is I want to prepare for each domain and the percentages, the interactive tutoring pattern. And on top of that, I want to give you full context of who I am. I'm a non-technical founder. I have a communication and a business background, but I need examples. My first goal is to pass over 900. Second goal is to have a general understanding of all 4 technical areas. The third goal is to document my entire learning journey publicly on YouTube and LinkedIn. Goal number 4 is to build a curriculum for tech careers. How I learn best is I need a business analogy before the technical explanation. So I trained it to ask me certain questions like, how do you learn? I wanted to match my learning style, what I'm filming in every single session, what I need from you in every session. First, start off by asking me what I remember from the previous lesson. And I did all of this. And the craziest thing was the first exam that I took, I actually got an 87% off of it. And I couldn't get through 3 minutes of the first lesson. In fact, it also rearranged. So the order of which you're supposed to take, and there's no particular order, but it just so happens is how it's laid out here. It's like intro to AI, to agent skills, building with Claude API, introduction to model context protocol, Claude code in action. I asked Claude, and crazy enough, it actually said like, for me in particular, I should be learning the API first. Okay. This is the foundation because you do not need to understand it theoretically. You need to understand it by doing one thing, sending your first API call. And it actually said, open a new Claude project right now and paste the first message. I want to learn Claude API as a beginner. And it gave me this whole foundation of what I was supposed to learn even before I got onto these lessons. And that way, it even told me, they're like, do not start with documentation. Don't even start with the tutorials. Do not even start with understanding everything before you touch anything. Just like all I need is basically this tutor. The opportunity in doing all of this, I went from API to Claude Code in Action to MCP to agent skills. I'm documenting my entire journey. And they're explaining it to me and like why it would make sense for me. And I have business analogies. So when I do a search here, and it's like, what is an API? So I spent 10 years at companies, right? So you know what a staffing agency is like. So my message is, I'm not trying to bestow upon my system over to you, is that you need to figure out a system that works for you. And it just so happens I figured out a prompt. And people that are taking our program right now, they're coming from investment banking background or even a law background or various non-technical backgrounds. Everybody wants to learn this skill. But the people that are teaching it are so freaking bad. In fact, Like these two guys right here are former fund managers turned AI trainers. They're making $25,000 a day training people. It's really not about your knowledge. It's how well can you communicate this knowledge to people that have absolutely no idea about it. Those are the people that are going to be the big money printers in the market to come. And there's no better time than now to go out there and start building up that following. And if I was able to go ahead and actually in a very short amount of time, I felt like I got through a lot. By the end of this, in my exam tracker, and it also built out this other thing that I really liked too, which was like exam trap. And like, oh yeah, these are the different traps that you have to actually watch out for. And then if you actually take a look at like non-technical, give me a second here. I actually, in one of my last quizzes, it actually scored this for me down here, which I thought was freaking interesting as heck, because it actually now I feel like knows me better than me. Is that, hey, what your score tells you is like both of these answers are wrong in the same pattern, and here's the pattern. Both times you choose the prompt-based fix over the architectural based fix. Because I'm taking the transcription that I'm using and I'm plugging it in. So I'm not just like doing multiple choice questions. I'm explaining to Claude why I'm choosing certain answers. And I was like, okay, so sub-agent 1 doesn't communicate with sub-agent 2, but I'm gonna go with this answer because, and it's looking at the way that I'm thinking. And that's what we're really missing right now is the major opportunity is teaching people how they can, empowering people how it is that they can learn these tools on their own and what is their process. And even watching myself right now, I'm just feeling so pumped up about it. Like I can go out there and like in about a month or 2 months time, I'm really looking forward to building a lot of really cool shit. So the people that know, there's going to be, as of right now in the market, there's 20% of the people that know these skills and 80% of the people that still need to play catch up. However, it's going to be the people that know how to communicate these skills in the easiest fashion, because I can tell you at the Wall Street level right now, everybody's trying to learn these skills and they don't have a problem spending money. The people that they're going to hire to work with as consultants, whether it's on the Claude Partner Network or off the Claude Partner Network, are the people that they really feel, wow, I feel empowered talking to these people. Like, I didn't know this as of 5 minutes ago or an hour ago, and an hour later, I'm doing this and this and this and this and this. Versus a lot of the people that I see that are able to use this, I don't know if they're intentional or they're unintentional, is a combination of a few things. They're either presenting themselves in a way that makes this very complicated to understand. Number two, sometimes they can sound very belittling, condescending, which is already kind of beating somebody when they're feeling down and they don't need any more kicks when they're on the ground. Or they're just telling people that this is so impossible and they're so smart. And like so many other developers that are just like God's gift to the world, right? That's not what we really need right now. The total accessible market for this right now is about 3 billion people. There's 3 billion people that's active on Instagram right now. I can tell you, anybody that has access to internet wants to go ahead and get proficient. Not just at Claude, but next month it could be something else. It could be Cursor. How do you keep on learning these new tools and staying up to date in the market? The demand for people that know these skills are so high. Whether you're a product manager or somebody that's doing forward deployed engineering, it is extremely high. I'm going to be talking about this in my coaching calls with my own people. Definitely go ahead and reach out to get in. The resources that I showed you so far, you can go ahead and actually get it over here. Whoa. And then we're very much looking forward to be speaking with you. Build in public. I'm going to tell you guys a few things. Number one, build in public. Number two, build in public in a foreign language if you speak one. Number three, add a voice AI agent to it. If you add an 11 Labs voice AI agent to it where it's talking to you back, you're not going to need to be a product manager or forward deployed engineer or AI trainer anymore. You could effectively have an app. But here's the big mistake that I want people to avoid. The big mistake for people to go ahead and avoid. Do not build and then market. Market first, gather the distribution, and then release. Show them the whole process. Okay? Talk to y'all very soon.